Hey everybody, I am back. I'm sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. So, like, the quality was not the best, and I was like, why is it looking so grainy when I'm looking back on it? I'm like, no, I gotta come out and like go back in. So, hopefully, the quality has improved. Yes, it has. It's a lot better. So, Madeline and TJB, thank you for joining. So, let us figure out. So, for those of you who are joining, I thank you guys so much for joining and stuff like that. If you guys have any questions that you guys want answered for this live, you guys can just type it down below in the description comment section, and then I will respond right by doing the reading. So, I thank you guys, and thank you once again for your patience with this stuff, guys. So yeah, if you guys want to just comment below anything you guys want answered, feel free to do that. So Madeline, I know you had a question. If you could retype it, okay, perfect. So what is my new soulmate who is coming into my life going to be like? Okay, so let's find out in terms of this soulmate. So for Madeline Spirit, can you tell me a little bit of some information in regards to possible new soulmate? Let's see what that's going to be about. So this person is going to be somebody who I'm feeling is going to be very down to earth, somebody who is very compassionate, understanding. They have a very good touch, I'm hearing, in terms of their feminine side. So it's like this person is going to be someone who understands kind of like the complexities that you may have gone through or some of the difficulties that may have happened in your life, type of deal. So this person is not as evolved. So for some of you, for you, Madeline, I feel like this could be, so like usually when we talk about soulmate energy, your soulmate is kind of like a reflection of your inner world. So whatever may be going on for you. So let's say, for example, Madeline, you've mentioned that you are, I believe, a twin. So it's like, because you're still on your technically twin flame soulmate type of journey, because you haven't completely healed a lot of what happened in the past, you're going to get someone who is going to be a reflection of where you're currently at in your stage of your healing process. So this person isn't going to be as consciously connected. So it may come across initially as like a very hot type of relationship or romantic thing. But then what happens is, it's like, because if you guys don't do your healing, then it's going to be kind of like a situation where you guys are kind of like arguing, fighting, there's issues and whatnot, and it becomes very karmic. So people think, I met my soulmate, and so the relationship is going to be like bliss, head over heels. This is not true. Your soulmate is a reflection of where you're currently at in your own evolutionary journey. So if you still have healing to do and you're a twin in separation, then therefore your soulmate can't be more highly evolved than your twin, if that makes sense. So because of this, it's like you kind of have to focus a little bit more on your spiritual development, I feel. So that way, when you do attract somebody, they won't be kind of like in this vibration of not as evolved, if that makes sense. Because even if you attract a soulmate, the chances of them being more spiritually advanced than you is kind of like slim to nil. So with that being said, I feel like for you, Madeline, the focus should be a little bit more on evolving a lot of your gifts rather than focusing on finding love. So then when you do find somebody, when you least expect it, that's when this person will be more aligned with what you need in terms of a relationship. So the person will be more stable. This person will come with no baggage, right? So less issues, less complications, if that makes sense. So that's what I have. I hope it helps, Madeline. So I do see there is an opportunity, but it's like there's going to be a lot of fights or trouble or issues because you still need to heal. So I hope that helps. If you want more information, you can email me, because I don't want to spill the tea and all your business, right? Because I know this stuff is quite sensitive and I'm not really, you know me, right? So if you want to email me, you can. My email and stuff like that is also in the comment section of this reading, I believe, or I'll actually leave it here so that you guys can email me if you have any questions and stuff like that about the reading. Okay. All right. So let's see if there are any other questions. So TJB says, I am so thankful for the offering your energy to us. How can I prepare myself for this new person I feel coming towards me? So let's see. Let's see how you can prepare yourself in terms of this new energy that you feel or person coming towards you. Okay. Six of Inspiration, the Ace of Materials. Okay, so I'm already getting the message for you. Let's just pull two more cards, but the message seems to be very clear for this one. The Five of Voices. And we have the Ten of Emotions in reverse. So what I see in terms of preparation for this new energy is that the focus should be kind of like working on grounding something in the material world. So it's like usually when we feel this burst of inspiration, it's kind of like spirit giving us I'm hearing wake up call, in your case, to follow something in terms of your dreams or your pursuits that you would like to focus on. So it's like, I feel like in the past, you may have even been in a lot of different types of relationship, but there was a lack of appreciation for what you had to offer or the things that you had to give. So with that being said, you're hoping at this time to find somebody who has more reciprocity where they give to you equally in your connection. So what I see also here is that there is some sort of desire in terms of you wanting to possibly reconcile with somebody from the past. But I also see that there is some sort of lingering resentment that needs to be transmuted. So in order for a new love or new relationship to come in, this is where you have to focus on your own healing, right? So it's looking at kind of like the ways in which the connections that you may have been a part of in the past did not work out so well. So when we talk about healing, we mean kind of like doing that deep soul healing and purging, right? So I'm seeing for you that there is specifically 2 past love interests, possibly 3, that you kind of still need to heal, understand why the relationship didn't work out the way that you had wanted it to, and how you can basically try to move forward with your life, essentially, is what I feel. So it's like when we have these lingering resentments or lingering frustrations or things that, you know, love didn't work for me and why me type of deal, and I feel so heartbroken, I keep investing in people who don't invest in me, then we don't necessarily attract good people to us, if that makes sense. It's like in order to have somebody good come into your life, you got to first focus on yourself, heal yourself, and then from there, you'll be able to attract somebody who's in a higher vibrational frequency. So if it is that you still have to do that inner child healing or dealing with pains of relationships or heartbreaks from the past, now would be a good time to kind of like go through, create a list, create some sort of guide for yourself in terms of figuring out, you know, what happened in the past. What are my non-negotiables now going into the relationship? What are things that I'm not willing to settle for if I do get connected with someone else? And how can I be able to have a relationship where I feel like I'm being respected and appreciated the way that I'm meant to be? So it's like you got to do that deep introspection, reflection in terms of your life, your current circumstances, what led up to this decision or place that you're at right now, so that you don't attract somebody else that's going to come and kind of like, you know, take advantage of your kindness or take advantage of how you are as a person, right? Which I see you're very kind, you're very loving, you really put into the relationship. So if you need some support with this, I also do offer coaching. So if you have any questions, I will leave my email down below where you can get in touch with me and we can kind of like work through some of these things. So that way it's no longer a block for you in terms of pursuing your love connection in the future. So I hope that helps. That's what I have for you. So I'm going to leave that. So let's read some of the comments. So we have, it makes so much sense. I bring and bring so much clarity. Thank you so much for laying it out for me. I needed to hear it. Thank you very much. No problem. Anytime. It's like every relationship, like we don't sometimes think about this, but it is definitely is true. Like every relationship that we're in, or even every experience that we're in, it kind of like leaves a template on us that we have to kind of like power through. If we're telling God, we're telling the universe that we want to have this fresh start or want to have a new beginning with somebody else. So no problem, anytime. So let's see the comment section. So we have here, let's see, Everett. So hi Angie, will I meet a new female friend I can trust? Can you describe her? Okay, cool. Let's see who this new female friend is. So they're telling me it's interesting. They want me to pull from this deck. So this will give us kind of a description in terms of their personality. So let's see. So for Everett, tell me spirit in terms of this new friend. Okay. So we have address your addictions, retreat, and go with the flow. So it looks like this friend or person that's going to be coming into your zone of awareness is someone who is coming with their own difficult past. So this person was someone who did not have a very much like a cookie cutter type of life. This person has faced many adversities, could even have been addictions, or just in general came from a very traumatic, dysfunctional type of background. So this person actually took some time away, which I feel like you also may have had a similar situation with you as well, or there was some sort of adversity in general that you may have had to overcome in life. So the same with this friend who you're going to meet. Like this person was someone who took time to deal with their demons. So they focus a lot on healing. So I'm hearing root chakra. So they may have been coming with some mother issues. So it could have been like a mother energy that kind of like really was not supportive of them, or kind of like was not there for them. So it's like it's either the person that's coming to you, their mother was not available. So it could have been like a mother who was like in the home but may have been busy working long hours, or someone who kind of like didn't really want the responsibility of taking care of children in the home, or just in general was like always like had that like bad like attitude, or just was always argumentative or combative in general. So this person that's coming to you did take some time out to heal after a long period of kind of like going through a lot of different types of adversity. So you might even meet this person in some sort of learning program or course or something in general that you might decide to take. And that's kind of like where you guys will meet up. And then from there, you guys will develop a good friendship is what I see. So both of you guys will kind of just be like, let's just take it slowly, go with the flow. Let's kind of like chill, hang out, get to know each other type of deal. So it may even be a masculine that you might end up meeting as a friend. So it's like a male friend where you guys will help each other because you guys come from similar types of upbringing, similar types of religions, beliefs, ideologies in general. So you guys will really bond well with that. This person also, I'm hearing, is someone who wants to know more about spirituality, spiritual practices, what it has to offer, and how they can also support the collective with collective related matters. So this person is really going to be that strong support for you, but also help you to really heal and also deal with some of the trauma that you two may have experienced, because they've already gone through some of the healing parts of it already. So you guys will kind of like bounce ideas off each other, help each other, connect, network, maybe even start some sort of support group for other people that might be struggling with a similar issue that you guys went through, right? So this friend is going to be a very positive influence in your life because it's going to help you. I'm hearing from drab to fab. It's like this person is going to take you from your world kind of just being, mundane, to your world kind of like becoming really great, because now you feel like there's people who actually understand what it is that you went through and are here to support you, is what I hear. So I hope that helps, Everett. That's what I'm feeling from this person that you're going to meet. So, hey. So, hey, Cherise, how's it going? Let's see who else. So we have here Semi Precious. Hello, Angie. Thank you for this opportunity. No worries, anytime. I want to know if my mother is safe and protected, or if something is needed to strengthen to protect her. So usually I don't really like to do those kind of like readings on live, because it's very sensitive, right? So what I'm going to suggest, Semi Precious, is if you want more of a private type of reading with that, you can email me and I can send you a small mini reading in private, because, that's your mom, right? I don't really want to put that out there for the public to kind of hear that type of thing, especially if there are things and it's, sensitive. So if you have, if you want to email me, I can send you like a private little mini reading to your like personal email and whatnot, instead of doing that on live, if that makes sense. So no worries, no problem. So Cherise, hey Cherise, how's it going? Hope everything is good with you. So it says, yes, I've had issues with family. Yes, exactly. So thanks, Angie, helps a lot. No worries. So this person is going to be a very supportive person for you, and it's really going to really be there with you during this period of transition. So let's see. Seems like my new best friend is a similar background to me. I need a positive person in my life. Exactly. It's like a positive role model, like a positive influence, somebody who actually has a lot of the same understandings and views that you have, which is really going to be able to help you really power through a lot of what you're going through at this time. So let us see. So Semi Precious, you're the best. No worries. Anytime. Anytime. I'm glad I'm here to help. So if you guys have any other questions, you guys can list them below. I know we lost some people when we switched over to this live, but hopefully some of them will be able to see the community post and actually like come on this live and join instead. So fingers crossed with that, but we'll see kind of like what happens type of deal. So if you guys have any other questions, you guys can list them below. So if any of you guys feel called, I also have my PayPal I've left in the description if you guys want to do any donations. So I thank all of you. I think I heard my phone kind of like somebody donated something. So again, I thank you guys very much. And I'm forever grateful to you, Collective. And I thank you guys so much. This is, it's been great being able to do YouTube and reach a lot of people and stuff like that. So let's see. So yes, Cherise, I'm doing well. I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking. Let's see. So do my guides have any love messages for me about my DM? Okay, so let's see what's going on with the DM. So they want to start with some empowering questions. So this is going to be a deep message for you, Semi Precious. Let's see. So right away, I'm also hearing that this is going to be kind of like helping you in terms of getting yourself a little bit more back on track is what I'm hearing. So let us see. All right, so I'm going to take these three because they kind of landed. So I'm hearing take them. So what kinds of reoccurring situations or people do I attract? What kinds of lessons might I have about myself? So what I feel for you is that your DM, right, is a reflection of kind of like where you currently are at this point in time. So it's like you're meant to be learning a little bit about um, the dynamic overall of the relationship and kind of like why things have been going the way they've been going. So let me pull some cards on that in terms of figuring out what happened between you and your DM. Because your DM is a reflection of you, right? So if it is that you still have some stuff that you got to sort out, Spirit is bringing that to the attention. So what exactly is going on with, okay, so strength, all right. So that is Leo, Page of Wands, Justice. So it seems like you may have had some sort of conversation or some sort of, they're telling me argument. So there was some sort of argument that may have happened or disagreements between yourself and your DM. So the purpose of that argument was to help trigger you to recognize that you kind of like have to be able to kind of like stand more in your power, right? Stand more in your strength. So the DM kind of like triggered you because the purpose of that was to help you with getting clarity about a particular situation. So let's see what that situation was. Yeah, so okay, so the page of the ace of inspiration. So this situation was kind of like things were not going as according to plan is what I think you felt. It was like you wanted the connection to kind of like pick up more off the ground, but it wasn't happening because you guys weren't really focusing on your healing. You know, people often think, right? So when we have a twin or we have some sort of counterpart, they are a reflection of what is within us that needs to be purged and transmuted. So I do see here that you did stand up for yourself. You did speak some sort of truth to him. And so the purpose of that was to trigger an awakening for both of you guys. So when you did that, it was kind of like meant for you to go back and reflect on what happened here. So why did my DM trigger me like this? Why did this happen? And what do I need now to move forward? So for you, kind of like, it's like you kind of have to look at what was the situation? What was the purpose of this? Why did I go through this with him? And why did this occur? So the purpose of that was for you to understand that this is the same lesson for you, right? So if it is, let's say that you were kind of like over giving or wanting the connection to work out, or why is it not working the way I want it to work? Then that is kind of like some healing that needs to be done in terms of your control, right? Because we can't force anybody to change. We can't force anyone to be more of their authentic version of themselves. People have free will. So even though they are your DM, they are your twin, they still have their own free will to make whatever decisions they want. So for a lot of what I'm feeling, it's kind of like you were meant to kind of like understand that you can't force somebody to kind of change. They have to kind of do that on their own, and it's based on their own willingness to want to make a difference or improve their life in some way. So this is what I feel was the powerful lesson that you were meant to learn. But let's see the next cards. So it says, what is the most courageous thing I've done? How does it make me feel? So I think this situation kind of like gave you that inner strength to really understand and recognize more about your worth. So this situation happened because it was meant to trigger you to stand more in your power. So not being passive and allowing people to basically walk over you. So I feel like this was good because it allowed you to recognize that you have a lot more control of yourself than what you realize. So even though he's your twin, you still have the ability to understand that when something is toxic or it's just not good, it's time for you to walk away from the situation altogether, right? And that's a powerful spiritual lesson I feel like you learned. So let's see, what kind of feelings am I feeling right now? What kinds of metaphors can I find to describe my feelings? So this is where Spirit wants you to do some introspection in terms of your own feelings. Like, how do you feel about what has happened? So if it is, let's say you feel angry, or I'm seeing that you feel kind of like, I'm hearing shy. So you might have felt a little bit embarrassed that things happened the way it did. that is kind of like meant for you to kind of look at it and say, why do I feel embarrassed by this situation? There's nothing to be embarrassed about. This was meant to help you transmute um, the ways in which, like, people, I'm hearing women in your bloodline seem to be a little bit more passive in terms of the connection. But then there are parts of your family, I think, too, where there are women who want to control the pace of things as well, too. So it's like a double-edged sword in terms of this situation, where it was meant for you to stand in your power, but also back away and also allow time for things to kind of like settle off, like the dust to settle, is what I feel. So I hope that helps. Um, so I hope that resonates. Okay. So yes, it resonates very much. Exactly. So yes. So you kind of like right now, I feel like you're just meant to be reflecting right now, semi-precious, on what it is that you want in terms of an outcome about the situation, and how you can now focus on healing from what has now taken place in terms of releasing the connection, and why you kind of like may have kind of let this play out for as long as it did, and kind of like allow the DM to kind of take advantage of you in some respects. And, this is kind of just like as an exercise that's meant to help trigger you so that you kind of understand why it happened and how you won't allow this to happen again for you in the future, when he does come back around. So, yeah, so what does it say? So it says, so my question is, will there be changes to my social life? So, okay, let me finish off semi-precious, Charisse, and then I will get to you. So should I be more in my feminine energy, not pushing? Yes, so feminine energy, semi-precious, I feel it's more about receptivity, right? So you should be kind of like in this energy of just focusing on yourself. So for you, I feel like there's some sort of project or creative idea that you're meant to be focusing on at this time, right? And so when the DM kind of feels that you're not investing or still following through with the same type of, I'm hearing, mind games or tactics that he typically plays, and you're no longer willing to play with him, then he too will have to recognize that he needs to work on himself and level up and change. So the purpose of this is to kind of like allow you to release that need to want to chase the DM, have the DM. Like, if this is your true soul connection, the DM isn't going anywhere. Like, at some point, he will come back. So it might not be exactly when you want him to return, but ideally the DM will come back when the time is right, and it's meant for you guys to go through another exercise, heal, transmute the karma, talk about things, hash it out, whatever the situation may be. So I hope that helps. If you need support, I also do offer coaching, semi-precious. So you can also check out my website for details, or email me personally if you have any questions about my coaching services and what they have to offer, because I do coaching for twin flames or persons who are in higher level soulmate connection, because as I've mentioned before, I myself am also in a twin flame soulmate dynamic as well too. So let's see, Sharice. So my question is, will there be changes to my social life? All right, Sharice, let's see what's going on with that. All right, so let's use the Urban Tarot. No, you're welcome, semi-precious, anytime. Okay, so they want these as well. So I'm just going to put that here. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Star, the Ace of Cups, and the Emperor. So what I see is, yes, there are going to be positive, significant changes for your social life, but it's when you start to take control and power over your own life and your own destiny. So it's kind of like being in this energy of taking action, right? The Emperor is all about standing your power, taking action, not being passive. So it's like, if you want there to be changes in their social life, that's great. But you yourself have to kind of like go get yourself out there, network, connect with people, try to get back out in the community in general. So I feel for you, Sharice, the purpose of this is to kind of like help you with developing your spirituality. So you might actually be called to kind of meet other people who may also be on some sort of intuitive or spiritual path as well. And this is what's going to help you with your own healing journey as well. So when you're able to connect with other people who have similar interests, hobbies, so for example, other twin flames, other people who might be experiencing their own spiritual development, this is where you're going to be able to build on developing a network of connections of people that you can trust and turn to. So I do see here that there is an intention for you to try to get back out there. You want to be engaged. You want to communicate with people, and it's all positive. Like there's no blockages here. Like I see that the way for you to connect is clear and free. It's up to you in terms of your own free will if you're willing to actually take action or take charge with this, with the Emperor, or are you still going to be passive and kind of like let it pass you by, the opportunity that Spirit is trying to present with you. So it's like Spirit kind of like opens the door, you put out the request, but it's up to you whether or not you actually want to follow through with it or not. So the way is clear for you. The world is your oyster is what I'm hearing, but it's up to you if you're going to take charge of your own life and destiny overall, or you're going to just kind of like let this time pass you by. So you're meant to kind of like connect with people, learn lessons, go through different types of stuff with them, build on your gifts, and also be able to be a part of, I'm hearing a coven. So there's some sort of community of witches or other people that you're meant to be a part of in the grand scheme of things. But you kind of have to get out there and put yourself out there in order to find soul family or star family that will be able to assist you with your own ascension is what I'm hearing. So I hope that helps, Sharice. That's what I have for you for the reading. So if anybody else has any more questions, before I close out the live, you guys can type them below. All right, guys, any more questions out there before I close the live? Or if you guys are okay with it, I'm going to close it out. If we are good with this, it's up to you guys. If you have any other burning questions you guys want to know, let me know. Type them below and I will answer them the best I can. So actually, I'm going to do a pick a card for you guys. That's what I just got. So let me do a pick a card. So let me line up the 3 decks. So this is the Muse Tarot. We have the Urban Tarot here as well. And we also have, they're telling me to use the Crystal Power. So I'm going to use this one. All right, so you guys can do your thing. So I'm just going to put some stones on them so you guys can also make a decision about which deck you may resonate with. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, and last but not least, pile number 3. So you guys can do your thing, pick your pile, and then I'm going to do the pick a card reading. And then I'll circle back to you, Everett, and then answer your question. So no problem, Sharice, anytime. So let me now do the pick a card. So let's see in terms of questions. So people who missed the live, they'll still have an opportunity to still get messages from a pick a card reading. All right, so number 1. So this, they're telling me, is going to be about some sort of work situation. Work or career or finances will probably resonate with this pile. So let's see in terms of work, what is going on. So we have the Sun reversed. We have the 5 of Voices. Okay, so we have the 9 of Voices, the Star in reverse, the 4 of Voices, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Materials. So right now, I feel for pile number one, your work situation, or it could even just be, this may also resonate if there's some sort of family dynamic also going on as well. It seems like been some sort of shakeup in terms of your family home life structure or your work environment in general. It's like I feel like at some period in time there was a lot of happiness and whatnot I'm hearing in the home or the work community in general, but there seems to have been some sort of disruption that happened. And I feel like this disruption was meant to kind of like trigger you into stepping into your own power. So there could be a lot of office gossip or family conflicts happening for you at this time, pile number one. So what I also see is that for a lot of you guys, this is kind of like causing you a lot of anxiety about the situation. So like the situation is quite toxic or tumultuous where you kind of feel like you're not being supported, you feel like your voice isn't being heard, people aren't really taking you as seriously as you want them to, and so this is causing a lot of upheaval and stress for you. So I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of going through a period of rest and reflection right now in terms of this situation, and you want something that can be more stable for you. So something that can provide you a lot of support, or if it's like a family situation, you want them to be able to um, hear you more clearly and be there for you in a way that is more authentic. So for a lot of you guys, I do see that you guys are going to be focusing on trying to create some sort of stability for yourself at this time, because you recognize that this situation is kind of like a losing battle and it's not worth you investing any more into it because you're not able to benefit entirely from this situation. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like you're going to be kind of like taking a step back from the situation and just kind of like taking time to focus on yourself is what I feel or what I pick up on intuitively. So I hope that helps pile number one. Let me move on now to pile number two. So this is if you chose the Urban Tarot and the Amethyst crystal. Okay, so we have wealth. We have love in reverse. We also have worry in reverse. So this particular situation seems like you kind of want to focus on building some sort of legacy or some sort of long-lasting, I'm hearing friendship or some sort of relationship in general. So it's like in the past, you kind of felt like there was some sort of, I'm hearing faulty partnerships. So for a lot of you guys, it's like you may have been investing in people, situations that weren't necessarily for your highest good. But now I'm hearing that you want to release this, kind of like let it go and be able to have some sort of fresh start. So I feel like a lot of you guys are releasing a lot of your worries, anxieties, your troubles overall, and recognizing that you can't change people or you can't change the past. You can only look towards the future in terms of your own development and working on yourself in general. So I feel like this situation is going to call for you to kind of like go inwards and really reflect a lot on what it is that you want in terms of being able to have more of a healthier type of dynamic or something that you feel will be more true to who you are as a person. So something that aligns more with your soul or aligns more with your divinity is what I'm hearing. So it's like this situation is requiring you to really reflect and spend some time to really do that deep introspection in terms of what may have, I'm hearing triggers in the past. So things that kind of like didn't work out so great for you and what you want to improve going forward is what I feel for this pile. So let us now move on to pile number three. So this is if you chose the Crystal Power Tarot deck. Okay, so we have the 10 of Wands reverse, we have the 7 of Wands, we have the Page of Wands, we have Justice, and we have the 8 of Cups reverse. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like it's like you guys may have invested or had some sort of belief or ideology I'm hearing about love or relationships or connections in general. So I feel like right now it's a situation where a lot of your values, your beliefs, your identities are being tested at this time. And so the purpose of this is to basically help you to stand more in your power, where you're able to really focus on healing that inner child. So I'm noticing here in this imagery that this kind of reminds me of a child or a youth of some sort. So it's like you guys are meant to kind of like go inwards and really focus on healing yourself, and healing a lot of the things that you may have been told. So a lot of self-limiting beliefs are now being brought up for you to purge, transmute, recognize that you're more than what you may have believed that you could do, or more, there's more here that meets the eye is what I'm also hearing. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like this is going to help you with clearing out a lot of karma in terms of your bloodline, lineage, or even just in general in your life, because these are the limiting beliefs that have been keeping you back from being able to fully stand in your power for quite some time. So there's heavy fire energy present in this reading as well, I want to mention, as well as air, and there is 1 cup. So I feel like it's heavy fire. So Leo, what is it? Leo, Sagittarius, and also Aries might also be watching this reading as well, or even a Libra might also resonate with this too. So I feel like the purpose of this is for you to kind of like recognize that you got to leave some things behind. It's like you can't take the same things that you may have had with you before in the past with where you're headed right now. So Spirit is saying that you got to release a lot of, I'm hearing, burdens, restrictions, self-limiting beliefs, things that no longer resonate with you. You got to leave that behind so that you're able to have some sort of fresh start or some sort of new beginning that is going to allow you to understand more about yourself, and you're going to build a lot of wisdom from this experience, because you recognize that you're holding yourself back by not taking that leap of faith, right? Not taking that action because of your own fears and insecurities. You're kind of like selling yourself short. And so for a lot of you guys watching this, you kind of have to recognize that you are not what people may have thought you were. You are your own person, and you're able to define or determine your own destiny based on the actions and decisions that you take. This is kind of like what aligns you with the vibration of entering into a new cycle or a new chapter by releasing the past, releasing burdens, cleaning out your closet, cleaning out old hurts, heartbreaks, things that may have held you back, right? Because if you're telling God, the universe, source, the creator, that you want to have a fresh start, you want to have abundance, you want to have prosperity, you can't carry the same old shit is what I'm hearing with you in terms of being able to have a fresh start. You got to let that die so that you're able to now level up and become the best version of yourself. So I hope that helps pile number 3. So let us now go back to Everett's question. So Everett wants to know, will I have a better relationship with my mom one day? My cousin separating us. So I'm hearing separation is actually an illusion. Your mother, I feel like it's difficult, but I feel like it's not something that isn't going to not be able to be shared. It's about kind of like changing your perspective of the situation is what I feel for you, Everett. So let me also pull this as well, because I feel like these questions are going to help you too. And they're also telling me to pull from this deck as well. Okay, so they want to start with this one. So it says, stop waiting for the perfect moment. The only time to start creating the thing that is meaningful is for you now. So this is about you taking action. So if you're not happy with this situation between yourself, your mom, your cousin, it's about, I have tried to have a relationship with her. Let's see what Spirit wants to talk about. this one. Trust is to be able to trust what you cannot yet see with your eyes. Use your imagination to create your dreams in your mind, and they will become closer for you to see. So this is about you focusing on the visualization cues. So this makes a lot of sense. So it's kind of like when we kind of like hyper focus on trying to change something or get people to see our views, we can actually have a conversation. So I don't know how advanced you are spiritually, but usually when I do spiritual types of mediation amongst people who have conflicts with family members or disagreements and whatnot, typically what I do is I kind of like allow there to be like some sort of open space or open platform energetically. And then what I do is I imagine or allow the two people who are having like opposing conflicts. So the person will be on one side, that person on the other side. And then I kind of like allow them to energetically communicate with each other in terms of figuring out what were some of the reasons why this conflict began to begin with, right? So this is where it could be, I'm hearing for you, some sort of ideology or some sort of belief that your mother doesn't necessarily agree with. And so this is where kind of like some of the conflict is happening. So if you want the relationship to repair, you got to be able to use your visualization creatively to be able to balance out what has happened between you and her. So it's like if there was some sort of clash between your beliefs, ideologies, and whatnot, then it's like you guys would need to basically kind of like understand why this would have happened. So yes, I do also do counseling. I'm a social worker as well. Some of you may not know that, but I am actually a social worker too. So if you want that, Everett, you can email me offline and we can also explore other options or whatnot in regards to this particular situation. But what I do see is that there is an option for you to reconcile the relationship, but it's about kind of like understanding that you may not be able to change your mother in terms of what she sees or what she feels, but it's about maybe just getting the relationship to a place where you guys might just be cordial, or it's more of just kind of like you guys are okay amongst each other. So it's like you may hit your mom up, let's say once in a while, you may have like a one-off type of conversation with her. But ideally, I do see that there is space that this relationship is repairable, but it's about you imagining what it would be like for yourself and your mother to not have disagreement happening amongst the both of you. So if you want to explore more, because I know these type of subjects are quite sensitive online, if you are interested, Everett, you can also email me. So I'll leave you my email because I don't want to, like, these things are very sensitive for me to put out your business online. So if you want, you can just email me, and then we can kind of like sit down and talk about like what it is that you want to try to work on. So there's some sort of clash, I know intuitively, that you guys have, but I like, they're telling me not to say too much more about it. So I'm just going to leave it there because it's going to get quite sensitive, and I don't want to leave you in a place of vulnerability as well, where now you're kind of like going back in your head, and then, you know, like they're telling me not to go any further. So just email me if you want more in depth in terms of what you can do to repair the relationship. Just email me because it's gonna trigger you. So just email me. All right, so I hope you guys are good, but I think I may actually close the live now. If there are any more questions, you guys can answer. I'll answer one more, two questions. If not, then I appreciate you guys very much for joining me today with this live. And I enjoy doing these readings for you guys. So I thank you guys again for supporting me, my channel, and everything else. You guys have been truly amazing. And thank you very much to all of you who have been with me for a minute. For those of you also interested, I do have a Discord group. So I'm actually going to leave that information as well down below in the comment section, so that you guys can also join my Discord group. So for a lot of you guys, I feel like you're looking to network, build with other people spiritually as well. So if you feel called, you guys can also join that and network with other cool light workers or other people who are down to earth as well. So let me try to grab that link so that I can also add it in here as well. So you guys can also check that out too. And I think all of you guys who have also donated for this reading, I wanted to give a shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for that. I haven't checked my phone, but I have been hearing my phone kind of like buzzing. So I think some of people may have donated. So thank you very much for your donations, guys. Always appreciated to all of you. So I'm typically online for this Discord group on Thursdays. So I'm usually online on Thursdays at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. EST. If you guys want to hear some support, if you guys have questions about spiritual development, spiritual practice, stuff like that, you guys can also join and come online those days as well too. I'm looking to help strengthen the collective because, as you know, me being a twin, there's a lot of mission work that's still required. So I'm hoping that I can kind of like bring people or communities together where people who are like-minded can share some of their thoughts, beliefs, ideologies, really help each other to kind of like be able to support one another, because it's hard, right? Sometimes when you're going through a spiritual awakening, twin flame journey, there isn't really a lot of people that might kind of like understand what it is that you're going through. So if you feel called, you guys can join the group where you can meet other people who might be going through similar experiences that you might be going through as well at this time. So I think I might end the live now, guys. So I thank you guys again. Love and light to all of you, and I will be doing another live next month, and then at the end of this month I'm going to be making an announcement in terms of who is going to get the free personal reading. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you guys as well. For those of you who want to get in touch in terms of booking any personal reading or services, you guys can check out my website. I've kind of like revamped it in the last couple weeks. So if you guys are interested in terms of any of my products, services, you guys can feel free to also check out my website down below in the description bar of this live for details with how to book a personal reading. So I am sending you guys collective love and light, and happy birthday for those of you who resonate with Leo, or those of you who are coming up on Virgo season. Happy birthday to all of you guys, and love and light. And I will see you guys on my next live next month. So take care, everybody. Love and light to all of you.